Good morning, Living Faith. As you can see, I have a whiteboard with a ton of stuff behind me, and I have some amazing updates for you about our Life Conference this summer, July 5th to the 9th, that we have 19 of us going down this summer too. Hold on, did I really just do that kind of math? 13 plus 5. No, not 1. 14 students. I teach your kids, people. Okay, back to the video. And so we have about 2 months where we need to raise about over 20 grand. And I am so confident that we're going to do it with ease, and we're going to save up enough money that will last even into Lake Champion and future youth retreats that we have to come. So let me first start off by saying there's 2 ways we consider giving around here. There's sacrificial gifts, and then there's fundraisers. Fundraisers we haven't used all that much around here in our language, especially because when we give, we don't want it to be about getting things back in return. For our community, for things that we want to do as far as like outreach kind of things, that's okay, that's great. We're going to do some of those. But for Sunday morning, we want us to be sacrificially giving to the things that God loves and God cares about. And one of those things is our youth, our kids. And so I want to start there. So we have some sacrificial gifts, and we have about 3 ways that you can give sacrificially these next 2 months. The first is through our 125 envelopes. We're going to have in our lobby set up envelopes from 1 to 125, and essentially you're going to take one of those envelopes and put however much money or a check in there for that much based on the number on the envelope. What's exciting is that kids, we want you to give. Like, we know that you often give some of your pennies, some of your things that you save up, and you're learning how to tithe. And adults, we're learning how to give more, right? And so grab an envelope, put whatever amount in there. If we fill out and do every single envelope available there, we'll raise about $7,875. That is awesome. And so another way, at the end of April, our students are going to be doing like a 10-day challenge of sorts where they're going to be challenging themselves to reach out and ask some friends, some neighbors, and maybe even some of you to give some money to them personally as they give you some of their support letters. And so if each person does that, they can raise up about maybe $400 or so over the course of 10 days, which is super exciting. That's going to start on the 19th. And finally, obviously, there's offerings. And one of the ways that we can give is just by going online to our give page and designate it as Youth Retreats Scholarships. That's our in-out budget. We use it for all of our youth retreats and nothing else. And so that is the budget we'll be using for this summer as well. Now, let me talk fundraisers. We have some exciting opportunities for not just us, but those outside of us. So think your friends, think your neighbors, your family, those that you could see easily being able to invite them to these, because we want these to be like church-wide sort of projects and events. So the first one is spring cleaning. So over the next 2 months, I'm going to have cards with QR codes on them and a link, and it will bring people to an online form that they can fill out. And they'll put things like, yeah, I need some things around my yard done, or I would love to have my car cleaned, or random projects that would come to mind that students or leaders, or maybe even you, if you would want to volunteer, could easily do. And so then we are going to compare that list of times that those would be available and jobs and how much the people would be willing to donate to our students, leaders, volunteers, whoever would want to help out raising money to be able to link to those jobs. Now, safety is a priority, and so if we're going to mark certain jobs as green, meaning that students could even go there in pairs and get it done because we trust that they'll be okay. Or we're going to mark them as yellow, where definitely need some adult supervision. So if you would love to be a part of that at all, talk to me. Talk to even Brian Wagner, who's going to be helping me put those lists together. Talk to any of us that are going to be going to Life. We'd love to get your help in that. The other one that we're going to be doing on May 14th is our yard sale / work day. That's right, I said yard sale. Meaning, if you have stuff that you want to get rid of that's sitting around in your house and you know it's time for it to go, like we want to create a space out in our grass lot in the front where you can be able to sell it. So here's the kicker. Anything that you bring, you take with you. We're not throwing it in our dumpster. We're not leaving it here in our church because we don't have any place to store it. Carissa would get mad at me. And secondly, it's just going to be a really fun time where the whole family can be involved in this. You set up your station, someone's out there selling some stuff, there's going to be some hot dogs and like hang out, some games. We're going to have a work day going on, so Pastor George has got some project in mind, like mulching the flower beds and doing some things out back. So this is going to be a church-wide event on May 14th. We'd love to just have you there. So start looking around now at things that you'd like to sell. And whatever you make, we're going to ask that you donate at least a portion or maybe all of it to Life Conference for this summer. And finally, the last fundraiser we're going to be doing on May 21st is our Volleyball Tournament. We're going to do it over at CCS. So teams will have a buy-in for however much. We're still figuring some of those details out. And so however many teams sign up, we're going to create a bracket. And whoever wins gets a grand prize. Maybe you have some old friends that you used to play volleyball with. Or students, maybe it's time to invite some of those kids on your teams that you're like maybe reluctant to invite them to church. But you can invite them to a volleyball tournament. And so that's going to be a great experience for us. And one of the things I love about each of these fundraisers and opportunities is there's so many opportunities for gospel conversations. So regardless of the way that you be giving, we want you to consider what God is about to do this summer. I am so excited that these students are going to be going. And church, we are really looking for your help and your partnership in this season over the next 2 months and even into the summer praying. So thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.